Right now at 11:25, Musk on the move, the famous billionaire to award millions of dollars to Wisconsin voters right before Election Day. And a moment of liberation. Congressman Derek Van Orden celebrates a Westby resident who has completed the long path to U.S. citizenship. Plus, La Crosse area swim athletes punch their tickets to a national championship meet.
Watching WKDT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for staying up with us. I'm Ken Kozarowski. We begin tonight with the weather because after those great warmer temperatures that encompass pretty much our entire region, we had some of those alerts going off during basketball this evening and some rain systems moving their way through tonight, Nicole.
Yeah, it's never fun when you have those alerts going off over the scoreboard. So hopefully it wasn't too much of an annoyance. They got out of the way fairly quickly. We did have some hail out there that was around an inch and over. Some of those reports of an inch and a quarter of hailstones out there. So some nice small hail, as we can see in the last 4 hours on radar. We did have a lot of thunder out there, and now we just have some light to moderate rainfall, still a couple lightning strikes within those little bands of rain, though, moving just north of Eau Claire. It's looking like we're going to stay mostly quiet for the rest of the night as we see that last bit of those thunderstorms move through. A little bit of a dry period going into Saturday morning, but we'll definitely have more rain on the way. So here's your morning in La Crosse. We'll have temperatures actually reaching their highs early in the morning and then falling throughout most of the day after that. Most of the rain really holding off until the late morning, if not the afternoon. Eau Claire waiting to see that rain come back to a little bit later in the day, possibly some spotty showers in the morning, but mostly cloudy skies until the afternoon. We do have a lot of rain on the way as we go into the weekend, so I'll give all the details on that coming up in my full forecast.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Nicole. A former kitchen worker is accused of sexually assaulting a Vernon County jail inmate. The sheriff's office arrested 32-year-old Amanda Bjornstad yesterday. She's accused of having sexual contact with an inmate while working for the detention center's food service vendor. Bjornstad faces potential charges of second-degree sexual assault and criminal threats. Her signature bond is $10,000, though she's held for a separate conviction in Richland County. A suspect in a Northside La Crosse shooting is bound over for trial. The court today entering a not guilty plea for 19-year-old Jason Moran, who stood mute. According to the criminal complaint, Moran shot a victim in the arm during a planned fight March 9th on Logan Street. Moran's bond has been lowered a second time, now to $50,000 cash. Two other teens face charges. Billionaire Elon Musk says he plans to personally deliver million-dollar checks to Wisconsin voters. Musk organizing a town hall appearance at 6:30 Sunday night in Green Bay. His political action committee has already spent over $20 million supporting the conservative candidate for Supreme Court Brad Schimmel. Musk initially wrote on X he'll host a talk Sunday for people who have voted in the Supreme Court race. He then deleted that and wrote, people who have signed his petition to oppose activist judges will be welcome. And he added that the million-dollar checks will go to people who will be spokesmen for that petition. The state attorney general has filed a suit to block those payments. Musk's town hall location is not known. Meanwhile, Brad Schimmel says he has no plans to attend that town hall. State Senator Brad Pfaff introducing legislation to improve housing access and affordability. The bill would prevent hedge funds from buying single-family homes. Pfaff argues corporate buyers drive up housing costs, making it harder for working families to afford homes.
I do not believe Wall Street oligarchies should own housing stock out here and drive up prices for working families. And that's what would happen, is it would drive up costs for working families.
The bill would only apply to future home purchases. It is unclear if state Republicans will sign on. Congressman Derek Van Orden is celebrating a Westby woman for becoming an official U.S. citizen. Miriam Lasky this month completed the path to citizenship after 8 long years. In a ceremony tonight, Lasky said the moment she received her official status was a moment of profound liberation. And Van Orden says Lasky's story encapsulates the promise of America.
For me, obtaining the U.S. citizenship is a testament to the power of hard work and dedication.
If you want to come here to make your life better, to make your family's life better, and then to become a contributing member of society, that's what the entire thing is. That is truly the American story. It's the American dream.
And so this flag...
Van Orden also presented Lasky with an American flag that was flown over the U.S. Capitol. A USDA pause on an emergency food assistance program has some local food pantries concerned. Wafer in La Crosse says they're worried about proposed cuts to programs they currently participate in. Some of the proposed cuts include government commodities, which includes receiving pasta, cereal, canned meats, and more. If those cuts are made, pantries could find it harder to stock the shelves for those in need.
For this to come now, it's just like I think about all the factors, right? Like we've seen decreased donations, both monetary and food. We're seeing an increase in need. People are needing more help. And then to possibly have these cuts coming it's devastating to think about.
Senator Tammy Baldwin and more than 20 members of the U.S. Senate have co-signed a letter urging the Trump administration to reverse course. VARC is celebrating 50 years of serving people with disabilities. The nonprofit launched in 1975 with just 6 clients in a local church. It now serves nearly 1,000 individuals in 13 locations statewide, offering employment opportunities, day services, and community programs. The director of client services says it's a rewarding place to work, and they're excited for the next 50 years.
Biggest hope for the next 50 years and beyond is to continue to serve more and serve better. We have really great programming across the state. We serve a lot of people, over 1,000 people annually, but I want to serve more.
Today's celebration included an employee pizza lunch and some special anniversary t-shirts. It was No Man's Land at the Rivoli Theater tonight, the venue hosting the No Man's Land Film Festival. It focuses on stories working to increase gender equality in outdoor adventure and sport. The theater's co-owner says she hopes the night offered some inspiration to the community.
I think the short films, the films are here to really inspire women, but also all of us to get out there and live the adventurous life that we all want to live. So that might be mountain climbing. It also might just be taking a trip to Paris, right? To really enjoy life and to get out there and experience all the world has to offer for us.
The film festival is part of a series put on over the course of the year by La Crosse Adventure Films. Beer by Bike Brigade also partnered for tonight's free event. Some La Crosse area swimmers have earned a spot in a national meet next week. The La Crosse area YMCA Wave Swim team has 8 swimmers who qualified for the YMCA national meet. Swimmers nationwide have to hit a certain time to qualify for the event. The athletes this year will compete in 11 individual events and 3 relays. Those who have been there before on the team know it's an unforgettable experience.
There's over 100 YMCAs competing, probably close to 2,500 total athletes.
It's just a really fun meet. You see people from all over the country, and there's a lot of really fast people, so you get to watch some really fast swims.
The championship will kick off Monday in Greensboro, North Carolina. Calls for expansion. The White House leaning hard into a play to bring a foreign nation into the fold.
Voters deserve to know what our records are.
Susan Crawford's record? Disturbing and dangerous. A 7-year-old girl sexually assaulted. The attacker faced 100 years. Crawford let him off with only 4.
I don't regret that sentence.
A 5-year-old violated. The predator should have rotted in prison. He got out in just 2 years. She protected them, not us.
I don't regret that sentence. I am proud of the work that I've done.
Susan Crawford, putting criminals over your kids.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on this Silverado. Or get $4,350 total value. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $4,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Increase your home's energy efficiency and enjoy year-round comfort with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Our windows and doors combine quality craftsmanship and cutting-edge innovation from the trusted brand of Renewal by Andersen. Join us for our spring open house Friday and Saturday, April 4th and 5th at either showroom in Eau Claire or Onalaska. Enjoy super spring savings with up to 25% off your entire project. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months at Asher Lasting Exteriors.
Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife, Second Lady Usha Vance, made a landmark trip to Greenland on Friday. The historic visit raises new questions about President Trump's desire to take control of the semi-autonomous Danish territory. CBS News correspondent Erica Brown reports from Washington.
Vice President J.D. Vance traveled to Greenland Friday as the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit the Arctic territory.
We need to ensure that America is leading in the Arctic because we know that if America doesn't, other nations will fill the gap where we fall behind.
Vance met with U.S. troops at Pitufik Space Base in Greenland's far northwest and said Denmark has underinvested in the security of its strategically important territory. President Trump has repeatedly pushed for U.S. control of Greenland despite resistance from local officials.
We have to have Greenland. It's not a question of, do you think we can do without it? We can't.
On the ground, Vance offered a more conciliatory tone.
We do not think that military force is ever going to be necessary. We think we're going to be able to cut a deal, Donald Trump style, to ensure the security of this territory, but also the United States of America.
Vivian Motzfeldt is Greenland's foreign minister.
You just don't take over. You speak and you talk. That's all politics is about.
Back at the White House, President Trump spoke with Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, for the first time, as the U.S. and one of its closest allies are locked in a trade war over tariffs.
I've always loved Canada. We had a very good conversation.
We agreed to begin comprehensive negotiations about a new economic and security relationship between our two sovereign countries.
And the Trump administration's efforts to downsize the federal government were dealt a setback Friday. A U.S. district judge agreed to block the administration from dismantling the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The agency was created after the 2008 financial crisis and subprime mortgage scandal. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
And on that judge's decision on the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the judge ordering terminated workers as well as the agency's contracts to be reinstated. The Bureau's data was also ordered to be preserved. The judge's ruling said the preliminary injunction will maintain the agency's existence until the court can rule on the merits of the case. She noted that emergency intervention was necessary because the court's oversight, quote, is the only thing holding the defendants back. A likely death blow for a multi-billion-dollar agency that fought poverty and hunger around the world. Today, the State Department formally notified Congress it is effectively dissolving the U.S. Agency for International Development. The reorganization will be done by July 1st. The closing of an agency established by Congress without the legislative branch weighing in is expected to draw legal challenges. For weeks, the Trump administration has been working to dismantle the agency and freeze almost all foreign assistance, pending a review of those programs. Thousands of USAID employees have been fired or put on leave, and billions of dollars in aid contracts have been canceled. Chinese antitrust regulators have put the sale of 2 Panama Canal ports on hold. They are investigating a U.S. consortium's deal for the ports. The investigation delays the deal's closing originally set for next week. The deal, led by BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, was announced earlier this month. It was widely viewed as a way to ease tensions in the region. Still to come, climbing to historic heights, the ridiculous number you could pocket by playing the Powerball.
And if you have any weekend plans coming up, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to this. A messy forecast ahead of us. I'll have all the details and break it all down coming up right after the break.
Brad Schimmel would ban abortions with no exceptions for rape or incest or the mother's health, and jail doctors who perform them. You have the right to make your own health care decisions. Don't let Brad Schimmel take that right away.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand, right now you can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot.
At the University of Wisconsin-Madison, we believe in working together to address real-world challenges. That's why we're proud to help farmers cultivate healthy food and landowners preserve and maintain forest land. We're proud to educate the next generation of teachers and drive groundbreaking medical research. Together, we make an impact that rings loud and clear. One Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
If your home is looking drab, trade it in.
Trade it in.
The furniture's old and yucky, trade it in.
Trade it in.
If you're seeking a solution, then King's your resolution. If you're tired of your look, then trade it in.
Trade it in.
At King's Trade-In Sale, trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months no-interest payments at the King Furniture Trade-In Sale.
Trade it in.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources now. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org.
Brad Schimmel would ban abortions with no exceptions for rape or incest or the mother's health, and jail doctors who perform them. You have the right to make your own health care decisions. Don't let Brad Schimmel take that right away.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, you still got time to pick up a lottery ticket for a chance to win the biggest prize of the year so far. Saturday's Powerball jackpot jumping to an estimated $515 million. It has an estimated cash value of nearly $239 million. The latest Powerball jackpot has been on the rise ever since an Oregon ticket buyer won the previous jackpot in January. Well, after a glorious Friday, we are in for a messy weekend. Let's get all the details from Nicole.
Yeah, hopefully you were able to get out there and enjoy it today because we don't have such nice luck going into the weekend. We are taking it in stride though. Most of our area is in at least the headline clear for weather headlines. A lot of winter weather headlines out there right now. We got winter weather advisories off to our west. We have some ice storm warnings off to our northeast, so that's definitely something to be aware of if you have any weekend travel plans to basically anywhere north or west of our area. There could be some more trouble for those folks. Otherwise, here we're looking at mostly rain, but still seeing a wintry mix coming in as we go later into the weekend. So let's track it all out. Here we are starting tomorrow morning. Mostly cloudy going into your morning, and could see some scattered to isolated light showers throughout the late morning into the early afternoon. Then we start to see those showers start to pick up a little bit, get a little bit more widespread until we get into the evening with some more moderate rainfall starting to come in. Notice this as well, some sleet, the potential for some freezing rain as well off into central Wisconsin. So something really to take notice of if you're planning on traveling at all, because those road conditions will deteriorate very quickly tomorrow evening under that kind of precipitation. Otherwise, back at home, we're seeing continuous moderate rainfall. Could see a couple thunderstorms popping up in this as well, but you'll notice by the overnight period, our temperatures start to drop off pretty quickly. So there could also be a little bit of a wintry mix mixing in to any potential previous thunderstorms with that. As we go later into the morning Sunday, we'll see a brief break in precipitation, possibly seeing some snowfall starting to finally mix in for areas north of I-94, but overall, mostly dry throughout Sunday morning, other than the chance of a few light isolated showers. A lot of that starts to come back though pretty quickly as we go into Sunday evening, but it'll be so cool out there that a lot of that would-be rain is going to be freezing to snowfall instead, giving this narrow band of snow that will quickly move out of the area, just giving us a light dusting. And then finally, as you wake up Monday morning, hopefully seeing the sunshine after a very cloudy and wet weekend. As for ice, we're not seeing as much in our parts. Rusk County could be picking up a good amount of ice as we go into Sunday morning after Saturday night, but notice areas just out of our area seeing a very healthy amount of ice accumulation that could cause for great impacts on our roadways. As we go into Saturday night into later Sunday, we're seeing possibility of some refreezing once we start to see some of that sleet mixing in and that snow, but really just looking at the possibility of some slick spots, not so much ice accumulation for us. We're looking at between 3/4 to 1.5 inches of rainfall, so a very wet weekend. The good news, though, it's mostly going to be falling as rain. A lot of that heaviest snow staying well out of our area until we have that quick band passing through as we go into Monday morning, giving us maybe a light dusting, possibly up to 1 inch for some lucky few, but that snow really won't last too much longer because we will be getting above freezing for our high temperatures, although we'll be below normal through the weekend and into the beginning of the week. We'll have a little bit of a brief dry spout as we go into Monday, but snow comes back Tuesday night, lasting into Wednesday as well. Some rain mixing into that too, but at least it'll be a little bit warmer towards the second half of the week.
Yeah.
A little busy.
Yeah, you're going to be busy every day, it feels like.
Sounds like it, yeah.
All right, buckle up, Nicole. Thank you. Coming up next in sports, sunshine and softball. UWL Eagles making their home debut, plus the Bucks trying to gain some momentum, taking on the Knicks. Kate is next.
It's an easy puzzle to solve. The one app your phone can't live without. Bringing you local news, sports, streaming video, and a lot more. The News 8 Now app. Get it today. Oh, and good job on the puzzle.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra.
Or get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Or get over $5,300 total value on select Sierra 1500 models.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among our frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun we're having, it's easy to take for granted how we warm up, by the fire or simply adjusting our thermostat. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? It might be simple to imagine for 60 seconds, but for many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. Freezing temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for them, they can be deadly. Make a real difference by providing a hand up for a neighbor in need. No matter the amount, every dollar helps. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
A criminal illegal gang member abused a child here in Wisconsin. Now, President Trump's fighting back. But a liberal judge ordered deportation flights to be turned around. We don't need another liberal judge. We need Brad Schimmel, a judge and prosecutor backed by law enforcement. Schimmel protected victims and safeguarded kids. Tough on crime, unwavering in justice. Vote Brad Schimmel on April 1st. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Yesterday, you saw the UWL baseball team make their home debut. Well, today, the softball team got the chance to play in front of the lacrosse crowd for the first time. The Eagles softball girls are 13-9 on the year, and they were looking to pick up a couple of wins today. Let's go there. Eagles up against Milwaukee School of Engineering. UWL in some trouble early. Bases loaded, just one out, but Bryn Beer would step up, gets one strikeout here, and how about a second one? Now, MSOE would score one, but the damage was held to a minimum. Later, how about some defense? Ball hit to short, but Kyra Lard, a great backhand over to first for the out. But the Eagles need to score some runs, and in the third inning, they would strike. Back-to-back base knocks would get some runners on. And then Amber Gonzalez comes up to the plate. That hit to second. The tag for one over to first, but Gonzalez is safe. And a ball is dropped, and that means a run scores. We're tied at one. Very next batter, Brooke Howard, smokes this ball out to center field to the fence. Gonzalez comes in to score. Howard is in with an RBI triple as Lacrosse takes the lead. They would win game one 5-1. And in game two, the Eagles would roll to a 9-0 victory sparked by a 5-run second inning. UWL is now 15-9 on the year. They'll begin conference play 1 week from tomorrow. The UWO baseball team started up conference play with a pair of wins yesterday, and today, more of the same. Eagles taking on UW Stout, and in Game 1, the Eagles dominated 13-2 the final in 7 innings. And in Game 2 of the day, the Eagles got the win 16-11. 7 total home runs for UWL, including 2 for Andrew Rakovich, which brought him to 5 home runs in the last 2 days. We've got a former Aquinas Blue Gold in the Sweet 16, Lexi Donarski and the UNC Tar Heels taking on Duke. Donarski with a good start in this one, cut into the hoop for the easy 2, and then later dribbling to the paint, pull-up jumper, knocks it down. North Carolina with an 11-0 run to start the game, but Duke would come back to take the lead. Donarski, she gets the 3-ball to fall. That gets the Tar Heels within 3, but Duke would be in control from there as Donarski and North Carolina fall in the Sweet 16. Just 10 games left in the NBA regular season for the Bucks, up against the New York Knicks tonight. First quarter action, Kyle Kuzma crosses up the defense, goes up and under for 2. Bucks down 1. New York would catch fire later in the half. Mikal Bridges from deep, he buries it. New York up 15, but just before the half, Milwaukee showing some signs of life. Ryan Rollins beats the buzzer. That makes it an 11-point game at the break. Third quarter, Giannis drives, kicks it to the corner. Kuzma for 3, that's money. Bucks within 2, but that's as close as they would get. New York would pull away. 116-107 the final. That's 3 straight losses for the Bucks. And in Minnesota, the Timberwolves hosting the Phoenix Suns. First quarter, Anthony Edwards showing off the passing skills, finds Julius Randle in the corner for 3, and then later Randle dumps it down to Jaden McDaniels, who throws it down. Wolves up 11. Second half, it's Edwards. He is clear for takeoff, throws it down as Minnesota goes on to win this one 124-109. They are currently the 8th seed in the Western Conference. I'm sure a lot of baseball fans were pumped for opening day, but no Brewers or Twins action today. We're going to have to wait until tomorrow. Both teams got the day off, but they'll pick things up on Saturday. Brewers and Yankees face off at 12:05, and the Twins and Cardinals start at 1:15. Both the Brewers and Twins still looking for their first win of the season. Now, I hope we don't have to wait until Monday for that, but if we do,
yeah.
We are hosting the Brewers home opener against the Royals right here on WKBD. 1:10 p.m. start time, and Jacob and I will be in Milwaukee in person for that one. I'm super excited.
Nice.
Looking forward to seeing the Brewers in person.
Absolutely. I've experienced opening day in the stands, but to be in the press box, potentially field level for at least a few minutes, doing some live hits.
Be sure to tune in on Monday to see Jacob and I, maybe some interviews. I think we're going to try to talk to some fans about Bob Uecker, so should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'm jealous for you. I wish I could tag along. Maybe I'll hop into the suitcase before they head out.
Maybe we'll have to go around to the tailgates, try to find a nice ball day or game day hot dog. Nice
yeah,
boozy.
brat, Polish, you got Italian, you could go chorizo if you want.
You got all the options.
Yeah, and sausage race, I mean, all the fanfare. And I'm sure the video tribute to Bob Uecker, whatever they've got planned for Monday, I'm sure it's going to be a tearjerker.
It's going to be awesome.
All right, thanks, Cade.
Awesome. We'll have more news after the break.
If you want them to be safe, don't vote for him. When this man sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl, Brad Schimmel let him off easy, calling it a one-time thing. When this man was caught with child porn, Schimmel gave him a plea deal after the man's lawyer gave Schimmel $5 grand. And when this man sexually assaulted 2 underage girls, Schimmel blamed the girls. Brad Schimmel won't protect your kids, but you can with your vote.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin, family-owned, turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow. And ultimately, help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
In 1925, a new furniture store opened its doors in Fountain, Minnesota. The business was called the Fountain Furniture Company. Today, 100 years and 4 generations later, we're Drury's, where you'll find a focus on principles that have given us staying power. Handle quality furniture, maintain a professional staff, and a commitment to customer service. We invite you to stop in and find out for yourself how this big store in a tiny town has lasted. Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, family owned for 100 years.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A California woman is living her dream after becoming the youngest person ever to pass the state's rigorous bar exam. 18-year-old Sophia Park was sworn in as a licensed attorney in the state Thursday night. After graduating law school late last year, she passed the bar exam at 17 years and 8 months old. That's breaking the previous record set by her brother, who passed in 2023 when he was 17 and 11 months.
My dad always says that you don't really study with your head, and by using your brain, you study by sitting down. And I think that's really true, because if you're sitting down already, then you're going to need to be looking at whatever is in front of you. And I would have my study materials in front of me, and I would read it over and over until it became familiar and understandable to me.
So Park will now join her brother as a prosecutor and their younger sister currently in law school. What a family. We'll have a final look at your weekend forecast right after this.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm. The first Warn Weather Storm Runner. Only from News 8 Now. Expect more.
Breaking news tonight, President Donald Trump is officially weighing in. Trump has endorsed Brad Schimmel in the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Trump called the election, quote, very important.
And Trump's right. If we elect Susan Crawford to the Supreme Court, none of the good that he's trying to do nationally will trickle down to Wisconsin. I think the stakes have never been higher.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. This election is so important. Please get out and vote for Wisconsin's Brad Schimmel.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
It's time to gear up for the season at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, your spring weather headquarters. Rain or shine, we've got the value you need to get your spring projects underway. Right now, select Miracle Grow potting mix $14.99, $12.99 for rewards members. Estate Premium 4-in-1 lawn treatment $49.99. And 20-pound bags of Blaine's Black Oil Sunflower Seed just $9.99 for rewards members. In-store or online, find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
We gotta throw everything at this.
I'm Detective Benson. This is my partner, Detective Stabler.
My gut feeling is this is the tip of the iceberg.
So let's go crash his party.
Mother's dead, baby's dead, you killed them both.
It's not much fun being hunted down, is it? You wanna know what we care about? We care about the truth.
Monday night at 7 on My 8.
Growing up in Chippewa Falls, we had some tough times. My little sister was born with special needs, so I became her protector. And when my dad was laid off, we all had to step up. Along the way, I learned a lot about hard work, common sense, and most of all, what it means to look out for people. I'm Susan Crawford, and looking out for people is why I became a prosecutor and a judge. And I'm asking for your vote.
Here's a look at the timeline for your weekend. Seeing mainly scattered showers on Saturday. Could start to see some sleet mixing in Saturday night with maybe a thunderstorm in there. And then Sunday, less rain, but we'll have some snow mixing in late. And because we have that wet weekend, we'll still have dry conditions coming in Monday, but more snow on the way to finish, or to get in the middle of the week. So
time to get the umbrella out.
Absolutely. Thanks for staying up with us.